Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is January 20th, 2026. And this morning we had an upgrade to Mainnet. We updated the cycle list to include pretty much support to almost everything that we are currently providing data for, as well as an upgrade to the chain where it implemented the liveness-based rewards. It is the same upgrades that we did on testnet a couple of weeks back. They just happened today for Mainnet. So if you are on Mainnet, make sure that you upgrade to where we're at right now. With that, we're getting ready for another upgrade that's going to be a bit smaller, but necessary. And with that, let's get started on what we're doing this week. And Buddy, since you brought up why we're upgrading now, you saw that problem firsthand and you guys went ahead and fixed it.
This is 6.1.1 tag. 6.1.1 is just to fix a file cleanup. I hope it hasn't hit anybody else, and I don't think there's a chance that it has, really, because the two servers that went down because of it were the ones that I use for testing the most. So there's like this temporary file that it wasn't cleaning up, and my server had 6 million of them. When it rebooted and tried to remove 6 million files, it just it hung too long. So that's what this upgrade is going to fix most urgently, is just that file cleanup. Everything else is config stuff. On Friday, though, my mission was to reduce our CoinGecko API use. It's been getting out of hand. So I made a branch of the LVM, and then yesterday I was working a little bit yesterday, and I made a branch of Tellor feeds where I removed CoinGecko from the medians where we already have 3 or more sources. Like, we have 3 or more sources already. I just took CoinGecko out. So now the LVM will use CoinGecko much less. This week, manual test of all the upgrades, and that's where we're at.
All right. Thank you, Spuddy. Caleb?
I'm going to be adjusting the auto unbonding stuff that I released last week. I'm going to make it so that you can either specify an exact amount of Loya that you want unbonded each time, or a percent of your stake that you want unbonded. Still a little, if you set percent, you guys can say something in the Discord if you're watching this. Do you guys want both? Like, if you want a percent, do you want to only unbond if it's a certain amount, or it's okay? I might just message in the Discord. But other than that, I'm going to be checking the indexer, verifying that the staking stuff is updating correctly, looking into commission rates, updating for the reporters, and the block explorer. I have some finishing touches to put on it.
Okay. And so for all of you watching, this recommendation for updating the unbonding max stake, changing it from amount to percentage, or maybe adding it to as an option, came from Nodes Hub in our Discord. If you're out there, we would have addressed this maybe at the end of the call when we do questions from the community, but right now it's not in the middle of the call. Hopefully this addresses your question. Caleb has some follow-ups, so I'm sure he'll reach out to you. All right, Akram.
I'm working on looking into how to optimize the chain, mainly looking at 2 tracks: the speed of the chain and the storage bloat that we get. As far as the storage is mainly reports, and deciding what to do with that. And the second thing is the speed of the chain, not necessarily to make it faster, but to make it more consistent, more predictable, so it doesn't fluctuate too much. And for that, I guess I found this Go has this tool called pprof. So I guess it profiles the CPU, see where the CPU is spending most of its time, and it basically gives you the traces of where the function calls are happening, how much time are being spent. So I'm kind of looking through that, see where the fluctuations happen more often in the snapshots of the graphs, and try to optimize the function calls that are, I guess, the CPU spends more time in. I'll say more on Discord about this in our Discord meetings.
All right, we're really looking forward to that. I think we're coming to a point where what we've done up to now, it's pretty stable, and we really want to get to optimizations. And Akram, even though this is the first time, I think you've been talking about it for a bit, but I know you've been researching it for a lot longer, and so I'm really excited to see what you came up with. Dan.
I'm collecting and trying to make sense of as much data as possible from Akram's indexer. A lot of good like slashing, staking, tipping, rewards data in there.
Right, so, and just to give people some background, you're looking at all of this data in relation to the profitability checker. And
Yeah,
how we're
like general operator economics.
Amazing. Thank you. Tim?
Yeah, lately I've done a bunch of optimizations on the relayer. I just did one more thing this morning of improving the logs, so just you can understand what's going on a little better. And yeah, I think it looks really good. So I'm gonna make a release this morning, and then there'll be a little documentation for that as well. And then I'm just kind of going over different layer security scenarios, just working through them.
Great. I'm sure we'll share some of those with the community eventually. It's always great to, security is one of our priorities here in Tellor, for our operators and our users, for our validators, reporters, and users. So we have a lot of things going on, just working on that through different aspects. All right. Do we have any other questions other than the one from Notes Hub? Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan, did I miss you? I'm so sorry.
We did. That's okay. Just gonna finish up this promotional video I'm working on. We did the how it works, but this other one's gonna be a little bit more high level and yeah. And then Tim brought up a cool idea for using Tellor as a pull oracle, so I'm gonna put together a library for that, as we already have the bones of it on the Tellor hub, so it should be a fairly easy process for that.
All right, so you're adding documentation and a whole new repo just for that.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Also, if you guys have seen, Ryan has been putting out a lot of material. Some of it has a different feel. So the one coming up is going to be a little bit different, right? The how Tellor works had an air of Fantasia, if you guys know what that is. If not, Google it if you're too young. And then this one coming up, what's it going to be, Ryan? What's your new theme?
Well, this one's, yeah, the idea is the 1984 Apple commercial mixed with The Matrix.
All right.
Cocktail of a theme there.
All right. Well, if you guys have any ideas, also pass them over. But with that, we'll see you guys next week.